Rock, where you at, Rock? Where you at, Rock? Where you at, Rock?
10 rock and roll, bro.
Live and live. Welcome to the Rock Files. Are the Rock Files? Yeah, live and locked. This is how we rock. Live and locked. Welcome to the Rock. Live and locked. Live is how we rock. Oh, this is how we rock. The Rock. The Rock Files. This is how we rock. Live and locked. Chill, baby. Welcome to the Rock. Live and locked.
Second and 10 for Michigan. Perkins gets it complete to Turner, and Turner's still on his feet and picks up a block, and now he's racing down the sideline. Malik Turner, my oh my Panthers! Second and 10 for Michigan. Perkins gets it complete to Turner, and Turner's still on his feet and picks up a block, and now he's racing down the sideline. Malik Turner, my oh my Panthers!
Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports
Sunday. You are live and locked with Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday. You are live and locked with Rock Sports Sunday. Break down and talk now with Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday. You are live and locked with Rock Sports Sunday.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the Rock Files, Rock Sports Sunday in full effect right now. Of course, before we go any further, all praise to the Almighty Yahuwah. For without the Almighty Yahuwah, there's absolutely nothing. All praise for the Almighty Yahuwah for wisdom and discernment. All praise to the Almighty Yahuwah. Well, my. It seems as if there's a lot going on in sports. We got the NBA Finals that went on tonight. After OKC choked in the first game, they showed in choke in the second game. Yeah, team depth matters in the second game, but we definitely got an NBA Finals. We got a Finals. Basically, you might as well buckle up, strap on, and get ready for a long NBA Finals series. We'll let you know how many games we think is going to go. We're going to do what we do. Let it slow boil. We're going to do what we do. Also, you also got the best team in the major leagues of baseball playing the best team in the National League in baseball. Wonder who won that. We'll go over that. And yes, you have a sport called the UFL, United Football League. They've crowned 2 of their conference champions. Congratulations to the Washington Defenders of the XFL. And we're going to, and now who are the Washington Defenders going to face from the UFL? And we're going to talk about that in a minute also. But of course, you're alive and locked into Rock Sports Sunday, live on the Rock Files. We welcome you. Hope your weekend went well. Hope your week goes even better. Tonight and every night is a new moment for an awesome opportunity. Let's get at it. Now. First of all, currently in the chat, we got Blunt. Who is so eloquently typed. Hit the like, share the stream, and subscribe to the Rock Files channel for more incredible battle rap content, sports data, music sessions, and much, much more, such as Rock Sports Sunday. Salute. And yes, of course, here's Blunt trolling about Caruso being the mitten. Yeah, Caruso's more like a busted oven glove. Caruso in game 1 actually didn't double Tyrese Halliburton. And that's how Tyrese Halliburton hit that shot. We'll talk about it. Salute. Also, salute to everybody in Facebook. Let's see who we got in Facebook real quick before we go any further. Who do we have in Facebook? Facebook, what up? You know what I'm saying? We'll see who we have in Facebook. In Facebook currently right now, yes. We have Dion. You have Dion Day Jr.'s in the building. Dion, what up, man? Good to see you, fam. Oh, and we got the brother with a quote. He says OKC. I wonder if we can put that on the screen. Yep, we can't put that on the screen. Yeah, he got OKC in 5. You got OKC in 5, bro? You don't got Indiana to win another game now. That's cap, man. That's cap, man. That's cap. Indiana's going to win another game, man. Indiana's going to win another game. Maybe even win another game. But now let's get at it. For those that like to play along and like to venture and know where we get our stuff from and get our data from, okay, we got Blunt back in the building. Rock, I'm not trying to respect the men. Yeah, Tyrese Halliburton didn't. Why should we? In game 1, that is. Now, game 2 was different. Let's get at it right now. let's not waste any more. Let's not waste any more. For those that want to play along, you are more than welcome to follow us at sports.yahoo.com. Sports.yahoo.com. Come. Let the effect, peep the effect, respect the effect. Sports.yahoo.com. Now, as you see here, we have the NBA playoff bracket. Might as well call it the NBA Finals bracket. We already know what happened in the playoffs. We're not even going to get to that. Now, let's go to immediately right here. This is tonight's game, right? Now, the only honest difference between tonight's game and let's see, this is Sunday and Thursday night's game, right? Yeah. The only difference between tonight's game and Thursday night's game is that Oklahoma City didn't choke. Simple as that. Oklahoma City will do this in a playoff series or in a series against a team. They did this against Minnesota, right? We've been here before, right? Yeah, we've been here before. We completely been here before. So let's go ahead and show that real quick. This is tonight's game, okay? Oklahoma City wins 123-107, right? Now, don't forget, game before this, Oklahoma City was also up by 20 points. And then what happened? They choked. Simple as that. They choked. Why did they choke? Because Oklahoma City, and this is the thing, this is the reason why this series is going to go a little bit longer than possibly should. Oklahoma City has the better roster. Oklahoma City possibly coaching, they probably don't have the better coaching because Rick Carlisle's a better coach. Let's just be honest. Rick Carlisle's a better coach. But as far as talent, Oklahoma City has the talent. They also have more of a rotation they use. They got more players. They got more weapons, right? But what Oklahoma City doesn't have over Indiana is maturity. That's why the series is going to go a little bit. So Oklahoma City in game one, they showed immaturity. Let's go to game one first before we skip around here, right? Let's go to game one. In game one, what happened? And we ain't gonna take too long on this. In game one, what happened was this right about Trayer. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. Yeah, we can do this. All right, good. All righty. Oh, cool. All right, here we go, right here. All right, so this is where we're going right here for game one. Cool. Now, the final score doesn't really tell the story here. What tells the story is take a look at the quarters. All right. This alone, all right, as you see, for those that don't know, the bottom number is for Oklahoma City. The top number is for Indiana Pacers, right? Now, let's just stop here at the first and second half for a minute. 57-45 was the score at the half. So here, Oklahoma City dominating in the first half. Now, what happened with a lot of immature teams, they believe the game is over when it isn't. It's not that Oklahoma quit, it's that Oklahoma didn't keep their intensity up and Indiana increased their intensity. How do we know that? Well, now take a look here. And Indiana had to. Look at this. The intensity increases in the third quarter, okay? 31 points. 31 points was more points than they scored in the second quarter and the first quarter, all right? 31 points. And that's the first quarter they started winning. That means now Indiana, who's the top number, has taken momentum over. And one thing about momentum can help you or it can hurt you. Once momentum got taken here, Oklahoma City was on their heels. And honestly, Oklahoma City's coaching staff did not do the proper adjustment. Indiana solidly beat them where Oklahoma City has been strong all season, which is guarding the paint. They no longer guarded the paint. And the second you don't guard the paint, what happens? All these open shots come through and the game is over, right? Kind of what happened in this fourth quarter. It's not just that Indiana scored 35 points. Look what Oklahoma City didn't do in the fourth quarter. This is game one. This is not game two. This is game one. Look 25 points in the fourth quarter. Man. And got outscored by 10. Yeah, this is a choke job. This is a basic choke job. And on the last play, so I wonder if we can get to that last play real quick. This is what's crazy. This may be game one here. Yeah, it is. Good. Perfect. We're gonna try to get to game one very quickly. Yes, this is game one. Good. We're just gonna go right to the end. Okay. All right. So let's go back a little bit. This is game one. We're going to show you the difference in game two in a minute. Let's keep on going back. Sheesh. All right, here we go. So this is 4 seconds left. Okay. We're not going to play the video all the way through, but this is 4 seconds left. Take a look at your screen here. This is setting up for the game-winning shot. Now, Kaysen is playing pretty good defense, right? Although he is off balance already when Halliburton crosses half court. All right, let's go back a little bit more if we can. Oh, this really shows it. Yeah. All the while, Halliburton here, and this is a pretty good play design. You got Halliburton with the ball, of course. You got Siakam immediately running with Halliburton on inherently, you can call this a fast. It's not a fast break, but we're going to call this a secondary break. All right. On a secondary break, Halliburton with the ball, Siakam right there with him. Look at Caruso. Look at Caruso, Blunt. And not just Blunt. Look at Caruso. Let's go ahead and get this screen. Look at Caruso. Caruso right now is in complete no man's land. Right now, it would have been nice if Caruso actually decided, are you going to check? Are you going to immediately just front Siakam here? Or are you just going to kind of be in this? Look at this. Caruso hasn't picked the dog in the fight yet. So we're going to run it. We're going to run a little bit forward. We're just a little bit forward. All right. Action. Kaysen, his main defender, is already off balance. But one thing Kaysen's doing well is forcing Halliburton toward a sideline, right? This is good. So this up to this point is a nice recovery, because before here, my bad. Let's go here. Yeah, before here, you see how off balance Kaysen is? He's off balance. I mean, honestly, if Halliburton felt like it, he could have just easily crossed him up, been wide open, and look what else he got here. But of course, there's like restricted space on this floor. So here, fast forward it. Okay, Kaysen recovers because Halliburton decides to go here. Caruso still is playing halfway. So now this is falling right into Indiana's hands. And it's not only because of Caruso. Actually, no, it's primarily because of Caruso. Halliburton is setting Caruso up. And the reason why we call this no man's land is because now if Caruso doubles too fast, Siakam's left open. If Caruso goes too far out, Halliburton is one-on-one. Let's see what happens very quickly. Look at all the space. Look at all the space. Caruso's basically out of here. Halliburton and Kaysen is still off balance defensively. He's off balance. This is not on balance. Not on balance at all. See that? Let's keep going. Oh, yeah. Now, right here, this is where if Caruso as the secondary defender here is gonna front, you got to front all the way. It'll be better if you force Halliburton to a crazy pass, possibly out of bounds to Siakam, than to just halfway do something. Caruso here is, you can almost say, is the reason why Halliburton got this off. So here we go. Look, over with, dog food. What Caruso could have done here, yeah, hindsight is 20/20. But what Caruso could have done on this possession, let's go back. Right here is the moment for Caruso to front him, go at him, be another defender, put added pressure. Like what are you doing over here? What's there to recover? He's in there. And then of course we know his history from there. So because look what Halliburton did. Off balance defender, unsure defender equals bucket. So that was game one. Let's go to game two. Okay. So that's just and a lot will be talked about the last play, but please don't forget that Indiana right here. Indiana took over momentum in the third quarter. So it wasn't just the last play. It was honestly the whole second half. It was the whole second half. Indiana took over momentum in the third quarter and seized it. They outscored Oklahoma City in the first game 66-53. There's your game right there. Adjustments were not proper. But attention to detail wasn't proper. Oklahoma City choked. So what was Oklahoma City going to do in game number two, right? Because obviously game number two is now a must win for Oklahoma City. Let's see what happened. Let's go to the game. Here it is right here. Good. This is game two right here. Tonight's game. Now in tonight's game, it wasn't just that Oklahoma City held serve. Here is the difference. Night and day, right? Let's pause on that. Night and day. Once again, the bottom number still is, as you see here, okay? Here's Oklahoma City Thunder. This is the bottom number. Indiana, top number, right? Similar to last game, there, again, dominant first half from Oklahoma City. Now, though, Indiana is trying again to come back in the second half, but Oklahoma City held serve. See that? 33-34. This basically is not only is it a win for Oklahoma City because of the 1 point, it's a win because they did not let this momentum and half take them out of it. All right, this fourth quarter. This 33-30 is still a win for Oklahoma City. And notice the points. Last game to end the game in the fourth quarter, Oklahoma City only scored 25 points. This one, 30. So basically, the same way that Indiana ended strong, Oklahoma City ended strong. That's what you're supposed to do, especially at home. Defense, right? Look, one thing Indiana doesn't do well, they don't shoot well. No, they don't. Indiana does not shoot the ball well as a team. That's their Achilles heel. So that may be something that Oklahoma City found, that they can go ahead and force Indiana to some longer shots here, longer contested shots. Take a look at these three-point percentages here. All right. From Pascal Siakam on down. Now, Nesmith was 4 of 8. Good. Halliburton, 3 of 8. That's very good for him because he's not the best three-point shooter either. Everybody else, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. They ain't going to get it done. And if Indiana is going to be forced to shoot threes, they're going to be out of here. But one thing we know about Red Carlisle. Now let's see what Oklahoma City showed. Oklahoma City shot better this game, but the question to ask is: Oklahoma City that much better of a three-point shooting team than Indiana? That's why this is going to be a very long series. It's going to be a chess match in a lot of ways. All right, as you see here, same thing as Indiana, but the bench. And look, now here's Caruso Blunt. Here's Caruso, 4 of 8 from 3 is fabulous. 27 minutes, 20 points, 4 of 8 from 3, 6 of 11 from the field. Right? A couple turnovers, assists. All right, cool. Plus 6, cool. 4 of 8. And then Aaron Wiggins. Aaron Wiggins out of basically nowhere, 5 of 8 from 3. Guess who won this game and kept that momentum up? The bench. So now there's your X factor right there. Shea is going to be Shea. Chet is going to be primarily Chet. Although occasionally you may see Chet get outplayed by Miles Turner, as you saw in game 1, here and there. Jalen Williams is going to be Jalen Williams. The bench, how this bench plays will determine if Oklahoma can hold a lead. If the bench plays well, Oklahoma holds the lead, they win. If they don't, they lose. For Indiana, it's simple. How well do you shoot that three? How well do you shoot the three? If you shoot the three well, you probably have an advantage over Oklahoma City. If you don't, you might lose. So now the question begs, okay, which trend will hold the most? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? The first team to get 3 wins, just like any other series that we predicted, will win the NBA championship. So if Oklahoma City gets the 3 first, they're going to win. Indiana gets the 3 first, they're going to win. Game 3 is, of course, game 3 is going to be crucial because that will determine who gets home court advantage. Now, right now, Indiana technically has it, but they can lose it in game 3. Oklahoma City go down there, and especially if Oklahoma City wins like this by 16 points or double digits or pretty solid double digits, trouble. You know? And one thing about Indiana, here's something else. Indiana's a second half team, but that's a very exhausting way to play basketball. That requires a whole lot of energy. That's a lot of energy. Is Indiana really conditioned for that? I mean, it's dangerous, but if they're conditioned for that, that could help them out in the second half. You know? But yep, currently as we stand now, Indiana, Oklahoma City tied 1-1. Right now, this is looking like a 6-game series with Oklahoma City winning. We'll see game 3. We're still going to rock with Oklahoma City in 6 games, but game 3 will tell us a lot. And of course, obviously, the first team to 3 wins. There it is. We now move. Yes. Detroit winning everything. Like it or not, Detroit winning everything, man. Detroit has the best team in the major leagues in baseball. Let's take a look at that. All right. So for those that don't know, and if not, it's not a problem. Detroit this weekend, played a series against the Chicago Cubs. Let's see what the Chicago Cubs were ranked and are ranked. It is interesting how later. All right. So here are the Chicago Cubs. Chicago Cubs, 615%. Chicago Cubs have the second best percentage in the National League now. Right? And they've been one of, but in the Central, of course, they're leading by 4 games. 40 wins. 40 wins for the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs are no joke. So the Cubs, they go to Detroit, the almighty Detroit, and they go to play the Detroit Tigers, who, as we mentioned every single week so far, the Tigers have the best 642 winning percentage, have the best league in all of Major League Baseball. There you go, right there. Detroit Tigers. So who's going to win this series? Well, the Tigers did win this series 2-1 today, earlier this afternoon. 43 wins. And that means the Tigers, even after playing a talented team, especially with that offense, the Tigers still remain your best team in not just the American League, but they remain your best team in all of Major League Baseball. Salute to the Detroit Tigers. Scuba, we see you. Kerry Carpenter playing defense. Fire. A couple other things to watch, though. Look who's falling off in the Tigers division. Maybe their only threat, and that's Cleveland. Cleveland sweeps the Tigers, but really hasn't done nothing since. They're behind Minnesota. Yikes. Now, of course, it's a long season, but this is not what you want to have happen with the Tigers, going where they're going. Other teams to look at. Of course, because it's ES Satan, they're going to keep slurping on the Stankies, but the Stankies are leading their division. They have a 609 winning percentage, 4.5 games over Tampa Bay. And of course, but Boston did beat them tonight. But see, one thing about division games and rivalries, though anybody can beat anybody. Look, Baltimore could sweep the Yankees in the series, not because of talent, because of familiarity. Just like when the Guardians swept the Tigers. Just like, look, you got this very tight race here in the AL West with Houston, Seattle, etc. Right? Anything can happen in that. The things to watch for is who wins their class. The Stankies class obviously is teams like the Tigers, maybe Tampa Bay, Minnesota. Those are peers, right? Houston, okay. How will the Stankies do against like Minnesota? If they beat Minnesota, okay, then that means that they have an advantage over Minnesota. But if Minnesota gets the Yankees out of here, that means the Yankees might be in trouble to Minnesota. So that's just something to watch there. By the way, the team that has the best winning percentage against teams in their class is the Tigers. Just saying. National League very quickly. Ooh, the Mets are trying to catch up to the Tigers. Yep. Oh, wow. 642 versus 636. And in case you wonder, the Mets and the Tigers won't play until after the All-Star break. So you got the Mets. The Phillies have fallen off, man. It's a long season. We'll see what's up. The Phillies have fallen. Remember when the Phillies were at the top of this division? Just last week, it seemed like the Phillies and the Mets were kind of like close. The Mets are trying to run away right now. But stay tuned for that. By the way, the Phillies did get swept by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates are one of the worst teams in National League. Yeah. 394 winning percentage. Miami's 381. Of course, Colorado is the basement of everything. Arizona's down there. But yeah, so the Pittsburgh Pirates swept the Phillies. We'll see if the Pirates have found something or if the Phillies are just falling off. We'll see about that. Okay. Dodgers also got beat by, if I'm not mistaken, San Francisco or Pittsburgh too. Something to watch for. Dodgers have a lot of injuries. So the thing to watch for them is can they hold water until their players get back? We'll see. And look, because of those injuries, and also because of the Dodgers losing some games and some series, you have a three-way race in the NL West. Stay tuned. But salute to the Tigers. Salute to the Tigers. Way to go. Best team in Major League Baseball. Let's now shoot over to UFL. A lot of individuals don't rock at all. They don't rock with the UFL. I only rock with the NFL. I don't care about the NFL. Ain't no Super Bowl in the UFL. UFL's a bunch of punks. That's cool. That's all right. But in UFL, and they're not even getting no respect on Yahoo. Even Yahoo ain't showing. Let's go here. Let's go to UFL. See what we got. Here we go. All right. So this is from UFL.com. We're gonna switch that tab over in a minute. All right. So who you have in? Yeah, of the XFL, the Washington Defenders have won that. All right. The Washington Defenders have won that. They beat St. Louis. Simple and plain. St. Louis had a better regular season record, as you see here. We rock with St. Louis Battlehawks and the DC Defenders. However, the Defenders played the Battlehawks, and the Defenders win. So they have won. The Defenders have won the XFL conference. The reason why it's important to watch UFL, first of all, there's this thing about comparing UFL to NFL. Don't compare the UFL to NFL. Compare the UFL. Compare the UFL more to like the WNBA. Because that's what it is. Just like the WNBA is the female league. No, better yet, compare the UFL to the G League. There you go. Compare the UFL to the G League, not to NFL. That's like comparing the G League to the NFL. Or that's like comparing the UFL to the NBA. That's not fair. First of all, the UFL is really just getting back as a league. Second of all, so it's going to have a whole different dynamic. It has to build its own niche. All right. Then second of all, it's a minor league. It's a minor league system. You know, nothing wrong with checking out the minor leagues of football. Honestly, it's good that it's a very good thing that NFL has a minor league like the UFL. This is where you get more development, you get more talent, And also you increase the parity and maybe it's some actual parity, unlike what the NBA is lying about. So anyway, let's maximize this real quick. All right. So as you see here, Battlehawks, Defenders, they play. Defenders win. Now, that the winner of this XFL, they will play the winner of the Michigan Panthers and the Birmingham Stallions. I can't talk. The Birmingham Stallions. Michigan Panthers versus Stallions. Now, that means the Panthers got to go on the road to Birmingham, a team they rarely have beaten. Rarely have beaten. Actually, they've never beaten them. Right. They've never beaten them. So in order for the Panthers to win the U.S. to go to the championship, they got to win their conference. The Panthers tonight, hope they show that. Okay. Let's see. See what we got. Oh, they showed it. It's at the top of the screen. All right, cool. Right here. So the Panthers tonight. Beautiful. Let's go here. Perfect. The Panthers tonight not only beat the Stallions at Birmingham, they dominated them. As you see, the Defenders dominated the Battlehawks. So now in your championship game, the UFL champion, the Washington D.C. Defenders, will play that. The XFL champion, Washington D.C. Defenders, will play the USFL champion, Michigan Panthers. And the winner will be the UFL champion. For those that don't know, the Michigan Panthers' last USFL championship was 1983. 1983-84. This will be the city of Detroit's and state of Michigan's. Well, wait a minute. Because we had other professional championships also in arena football. But as far as outdoor major football, if the Michigan Panthers can beat the DC Defenders, this will be their first title in well over 4 decades. Well over 4 decades. Let's go, Michigan. Detroit winning everything, though. So Detroit has won the USFL championship. We got the best team in Major League Baseball. Obviously, in the NFL, we won the NFC North. You know what I'm saying? And in college football, we just won the national championship in 2023. You know what I'm saying? And then we beat Ohio. Come on, man. Don't play with us. Stop playing with us. Stop playing. That is your sports in a nutshell. We'll do the Stanley Cup once they decide on a winner. Maybe we could do it right now, real quick. Let's just do it right now. Very quickly. Very, very quickly. All righty. Let's go to hockey very quick. And yes, if the Red Wings were playing, we'd be more interested. But this is still kind of interesting here because you basically have USA versus Canada. Yeah, you have USA versus Canada. What we got? All right, we got a playoff bracket for that. Perfect. All right, we're going to switch this over. Perfect. All righty. So as it stands now, Florida and Edmonton are tied 1-1. That's what that basically boils down to. So this might be the team that wins the next game will win this. How about this? Actually, scratch that. This series between Florida and Edmonton is going 7 games. It is USA versus Canada. For those that don't know, the country of Canada has not won a Stanley Cup since 1993. Repeat. Since 1993, all the Stanley Cup winners have been United States. That's what's at stake here. There's a lot of things that could happen, depending on what they want to happen. Y'all know how this go by now. She didn't have to say nothing. All right. But it's something to watch. We'll just say it like this. Will script allow, or will storyline, or even sports allow for Canada to get blown another opportunity to win? Or will sports and scripts allow for Edmonton to be the country of Canada's Stanley Cup winner? for 2025, thus breaking a four-decade losing streak. We'll see. We'll see. There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate everybody. Now check this out. Last night, salute to VBL Cartel. Salute to all the battle rappers that participated. We had another battle rap card called Pick It Up 3. Pick It Up 3 went down. Now, we have our posts, but we're also going to tell you what the judges said, according to memory. And of course, obviously, if it ain't respected, correct it. So we're going to go to our post first. This is courtesy of the Rock Files community post. You're more than welcome to subscribe, all that good stuff. Check it out. See what the deal is. See what's going on with the going on, what's getting down with the get down. All right. Okay. Now, this is a very different Pick It Up 3. There were cancellations. First, we're going to show you this, if we can. And if we can't, we can't. I'm going to show you the original card first. Yeah, we can. All right, cool. The original card of Pick It Up 3 involved, let's see here. Perfect. All right, go here. It involved C3 versus Nightmare J. Pyro, DNA 2 Nephew versus Captain Tenno, Nat King Kong versus Froku, right? That was the original card. So we're going to show you that in 5 seconds here. All right, cool. We got it. Boom. Easy peasy. All right. So here was the original card. Okay, as you see. So let's go over that again. The original card was C3 versus Nightmare J. Pyro, DNA 2's Nephew, which is Kid Dangerous versus Captain Tenno, Froku versus Nat King Kong, A-Game 365 versus Greg the Great, Social Assassin versus A-Fan. Now, C3 had to be rescheduled. There were things that came up. Life be life. So now Pyro is left without an opponent. Captain Tenno and Kid Dangerous also had to get rescheduled. All right. So that battle is out to be rescheduled. Nat King Kong, for whatever reason, did not show up. So now you have an impromptu battle. So first of all, that takes away 2 matches. All right. That takes away 2 matches. You're now left with an impromptu battle between Froku and Nightmare J. Pyro. We got to stop here. Salute to both of these MCs, first of all. On the positive end, salute to both of these MCs, both of these battlers, for taking on an impromptu opponent last minute. But here's the issue. The criteria wasn't communicated to both Froku and Pyro. As quoted during the broadcast, one was told that, hey, Froku mentioned actually, immediately after the battle, Froku mentioned that I was told that I could just spit my bars, quote unquote, just rap my bars I had for, again, original opponent was Nat King Kong. Pyro was told to be prepared to battle Froku. So what you had Froku going in there, maybe said one thing to Pyro, and then was rapping a lot of stuff to Nat King Kong, who was not his opponent. That confused possibly the judging and definitely confused the audience that was watching. So this battle is almost a throwaway battle. However, by it being marketed to the audience as a battle, now it's basically left up to how was this battle judged by whomever says whomever won. So that kind of taints the outcome here. All right. Let's go back to our community post. All right, cool. So according to this, and the reason why we outlined that was to show you exactly what may have tainted the outcome of this. All right. So now we have. Now this is final data. This is final data. This is 24 hours ago. 16 votes. Salute to everyone who participated in a landslide victory, according to this post. Nightmare J Pyro beats Froku. 94% to 6%. Now look. Salute to HB2N. He's on the panel mentioning that, well, Rock, there's probably the agenda against Froku. But then someone else mentioned, forget who it was, there's someone else mentioned that, there's a lot of people saying Froku fired. That's like an agenda for Froku. And then the rebuttal to that was like, there's like people that just don't like Froku and they're going to vote against him. The reason why that's being brought up, is it possible that affected this outcome? Was this battle that far apart between Pyro and Froku? Now, straight up, as far as the Rock Files channel, it was clear that Pyro won. You know what I mean? The judges gave it to Froku. Salute to Major Internet. Salute to Battle Truth. HB2N. Crucial 13. And obviously, if it ain't respected, correct. I believe those are the judges. You know. Of course, the host was Adept, HNIC, and of course, Yo 2 times from Compton Cartel. Those are the hosts. You know. Let's see. So we got Major Internet. Oh, and King Cole. And King Cole was a judge also. Yeah. So King Cole had Pyro, if memory serves correct. Crucial had Pyro. Battle Truth had Froku. Gotta say something about Battle Truth, though. Battle Truth assessment was, Froku's material was much better. You know, he rapped longer. Respectfully, just because someone raps longer don't mean they rap stronger, though. Yeah. King Cole was a judge too. Salute to C-Bot. Right. King Cole was a judge too. 100%. Yeah. But Battle Truth mentioned that, well, you know, see, that's what we got to watch with assessment. And anybody can assess the way they want to. But just because someone raps longer as far as the duration of their round, they could be saying, and this is not Froku, because Froku was saying some stuff, and that goes back to the criteria of this battle. This is easily the most controversial battle. It's the most controversial battle. Because ready for this, if you're going off of straight material and saying, well, who just had better bars to an opponent that didn't show up, it might be closer. But if you're saying who won the battle versus one-on-one, that'd be Pyro. Froku respectfully was saying most of his round against Nat King Kong, who wasn't there. So using that criteria, it's a landslide for Pyro. That could be what's reflective in this result you see. Now, if we were to do it back, and by the way, for those that missed the battle was only on the Dep HNIC for members only. All right. So for those that didn't have a membership, you're gonna have to wait for it to post to YouTube, and then go ahead and watch it and come up and judge for yourselves. Whenever that goes to YouTube like that, it may be there now. Okay. But even if we go by Froku's material, Pyro's material, it may be close to, but there may be probably still a solid win for Pyro. Because a lot of Pyro's rhyming and pen was just a little bit more elevated than Froku. Froku, as stated on the panel, is about 2 more levels away from being a problem. This is what we mean by a problem. We're not talking about a problem strictly by the pen. We're talking about being a problem as a battle rapper. See, one thing about battle rapping, yes, bars are toward the top of the list. But also toward the top of the list with that is how do you deliver, how do you bark, your execution, your aggression, attitude, all that. Froku has a lot of that. If the point is, if Froku just has a more competent pen with the other elements of battle rapping, he's going to be a problem. He's going to be getting some people out of here. And then watch, if Froku goes even more levels up than the 2 levels he got to go up to have just a more competent pen, then Froku, let's say Froku get a very good pen with all those other characteristics, wow. You got one right here with Froku. And that's with or without agenda, that's with or without all the weird politics and whatever it is. If Froku can get first he has to get a more competent pen. Some of the stuff Froku was saying there was just not landing. And respectfully, Froku, you were spit, even afterwards, there's some bars you said that were just not very good. That's what we're talking about. You got 2 more levels to go up to get a competent hit. That's all. However, that takes nothing away from your performance, delivery, and some of your pen moments were good. You got to work on your pen. Pyro is Pyro, man. Pyro is Pyro. He's a 2024 battle rap champ. He's been there, done that. What does he have? Over 60 battles. He showed why against Froku. So anyway, that's the result here. Pyro versus Froku. According to this result, Pyro wins. However, the judge result gave it to Froku. Greg the Great versus A Game 365. Now here, what's odd about this? Look, obviously, the narrative will be, well, it's the audio issues that lost this for A Game 365. That was one of the reasons, honestly, and when we do our review of this, A Game was saying A Game has solid material, but A Game didn't say a single room shaker in his round. There was no room shaker in his round. Greg had 3 room shakers in his round. Greg was saying heavy material, while A Game was saying solid material. Heavy beats solid. Simple. However, this is final data. 24 hours ago, 1 day ago, okay, 15 votes. They have A Game 365 with the win, 53-47. So there's basically saying this is a debatable battle. The judges did give this victory to Greg the Great, though. So already in 2 results, we have a consensus that has opposite results of the judging. Again, Froku was given a win over Pyro, and Greg the Great was given a win over A Game 365. Now, Rock Files has Greg the Great winning, and Rock Files has Pyro winning. But that's just this channel. Over here, we go by the consensus. And honestly, even during this, in the chat and just consensus, just having discussions, most had Greg the Great winning. So you have submissions that have Greg the Great winning. And it's interesting that Greg the Great wins, wouldn't win this battle, but yet instead he had a decent amount of votes for Performer of the Night. Actually, the judges had Performer of the Night, and we're going to get there in a minute. The judges had Performer of the Night between Greg the Great and Social Assassin. All right. So A Game, and also A Game's voice took away from his bars, but that's nothing to do about his voice. That's his voice, suit to his voice. A Game definitely can rap. He definitely can write. It would have been nice to have more material on Greg and have something as a room shaker against Greg. Didn't really hear that last night. But A Game was rapping. He said some stuff. But Greg still got to get some of that OBC outdated bar out of his round. There's still some of that. But Greg just said heavier material in his A Game and outperformed him. But this result has A Game 365, 50%, Greg the Great 47%. Now we go to the main event. The main event still held. Wow. Yeah, the main event still held up. Social Assassin. Salute to freaking Social Assassin. Salute to a Social Assassin. Social Assassin. See, this is what we talk about when we talk about the shock effect. Before this battle, Social Assassin's performance moment was him staggering, bent over, being drunk, and then battling his crisis. Oh, what a difference. What a difference 2025 is. Social Assassin and Mr. ENT may have to battle each other because they both had interesting comebacks. We may have to do a list for who's the comeback virtual battler of 2025. Because Social Assassin up to this point was most noted for the crisis thing. Now, Social Assassin had one of the best performances of 2025 in virtual battle rap. Now there's some discussion. Was this the body of 2025 in virtual battle rap. Hell no to the no. But it was a great body, though. The reason why it was not the body of 2025 is because A, opponent, B, moment, C, just a ripple effect, and B, the type of battle it was. Respectfully, Social Assassin body and A-Fan in 3 rounds is nothing what the great did body and Innovate. And by the way, this narrative about, well, Innovate choked, he lost the battle. No, Innovate said nothing in the battle. Innovate said nothing in the battle. That's why he lost. But let's stick to this. Social Assassin, congratulations. Awesome performance, complete body. And look, this actually shows that it's a body according to these results, because we rarely have this. 100% of 13 votes chose Social Assassin. Not a single one chose A-Fan. This is final data 24 hours ago. And of course, that led to this question here. Well, okay, we'll get here now. Battle of the night, basically pretty solid. Pyro versus Froku. Yeah, could see that. Because let's be honest, the other 2 battles, you're talking about one battle that was a body. You're talking about another battle that had audio problems. So just by the process of elimination, that'll be Pyro versus Froku. And plus, keep in mind, Pyro versus Froku is the most controversial battle. So that works. That'll be battle of the night. And we've had discussion about it. So this so far is looking to be a battle of the night for Pyro versus Froku. Simple and plain. Performer of the night. Now, isn't it interesting how Pyro and Greg the Great are both even with Social Assassin taking off? Now look, the judges for Pick It Up 3 have already chosen Social Assassin. So that's a submission vote right there. Yeah, for those that don't know, whenever something's judged, who the judges choose will be an automatic submission vote. And of course, we have discussion to go like that. And that'll be it. So now the judges did not choose a battle of the night. So the prize is going to go based off of our results here. But performer of the night is Social Assassin according to the judges. And this poll reflects that. You know, the only question would be, should Greg the Great have gotten more consideration? And also, did Pyro's performance was very good too. For those 2, should they have gotten more performance? More consideration? And is the reason why they didn't get more consideration because of their opponents? One with audio issues and one with the low ranking. Something to think about. Alrighty. So now, what'll be at stake here is, what is the rating of this card? What is the rating of Pick It Up 3? On a scale of 1 to 10, what's the rating of Pick It Up 3? You know, we're going to ask that. We're going to put that in the post. Rock Files will rate Pick It Up 3. A-Fan by himself took the rating down, though. And look, wait. We got to go back. Now, there was and someone really has to explain. Oh, here it is right here. Yeah, let's go to there now. So we do have a body of the night on this card. Before we get to that one point, we do have a body of the night here. According to this, 17 votes, 24 hours later, 94% to 6% say Social Assassin bodied A-Fan. So we have a body of the night already. Contingency for Social Assassin. So Social Assassin right now is in the heavy running to have body of the. This is his first battle of 2025. And don't forget, the Rock rankings are dropping next week, starting June 16th. Starting June 16th, Rock rankings, the first Rock rankings of 2025 drops. Social Assassin is sitting here on a major card against, with major competition on the card, with from major battle league, all the stuff we talk about. He's sitting here with a possible body of the night and performer of the night. Social Assassin, could Social Assassin find himself ranked And granted, it's one battle, so that may hold him back. But a body of the night and a performer of the night, major card. Oh, we're gonna ask the question. Yeah, we're gonna take. By the way, show note. We're gonna be taking all. We're gonna be taking all of this week. All of this week, we will be taking to ask questions about who is ranked for blogger, comeback, rookie, battle rapper, et cetera, battle league, all that stuff. We will be asking that question. Yes. All this week. Starting tomorrow, which is Monday. Simple and plain. We would rank Pick It Up 3. Yeah. We would rank Pick It Up 3 probably around 3 battles. There's a body out there. Performances from Greg the Great were good. Performances of Social Fan, but A-Fan was just bad. A-Game 365 was cool. Fro cool. We probably ranked this about a 6.2. 6.2 on a scale of 1 to 10. Yeah, 6.2. And look, we're not penalizing. We're not going to penalize the league or the card for battle rappers not showing up. Another thing that's going to hold the ranking down is that the communication of that criteria has got to be very, very clear. Very clear. You know, and I also will say this for VBL Cartel, Adept H9C, salute, Concept Cartel, salute. Use your community posts to communicate exactly what's going on with the card. This is where we can read it, you know, because not everybody's just going to be hanging out, you know, in the morning, afternoon, and evening every day to check this stuff on panels. But yeah, we'll chime with a 6.2. We're gonna be asking different questions, like especially when we go live again Wednesday night. We're gonna ask again about this. We are gonna have awards coming for Pick It Up 3. We're gonna have awards coming for the Spaces battle. You know, for the usual due diligence. The usual due diligence. We're gonna be doing that. All right, simple and plain. Data. Let's get to data, man. This is why we just don't do post data. Some of these post results are pretty cool. But as you know, we've been saying since 2024, these post results, a lot of them can get compromised. You know, a lot of them can get compromised for many reasons. Let's be honest. Most individuals, and look, with battle rap, for every person, you're going to have a different criteria of how they judge. Some people are going to judge strictly off bars. They don't care about performance. Some people are going to judge off of performance. They don't care about bars. You have others that's going to judge off if they like the person, if they saw the person crash out on whatever. See what I'm saying? So that there has to be room for that, but it can't be just tainted data with individuals doing what they're doing just because they don't like somebody or just because they got some conflict with someone from way back when. All right. So that's something we're going to work to avoid. Before we rank and before we give awards, we're going to do our best. Oh, whoa. Huh? Jason, so we have a submission from Jason M. Jason M, you're saying Social Assassin didn't body A-Fan, but he won clear. It's just to be clear. So that's your submission for Social Assassin versus A-Fan. And by the way, salute to Jason M. And Jason M, as a side note, man, that Carter 6 was such trash, man. So it was such trash. It was even hard to get to the 4 songs we were discussing in the chat the other night. But yeah, it's still at 3 songs though, about 3.5. It'll be those. One of them songs I can't remember right now, but one of those songs was like cool. It was cool. But easily. The other 13 or 14 songs were wet trash. Okay. So Jason said Social Assassin was good. He was okay. A-Fan was bad. But look, somebody good, Jason M, can body someone bad. I mean, A-Fan was horrible, but in each of those rounds, would you agree that A-Fan got bodied in each of those rounds? See, I think what's happening here, we're looking too much at the skill set of the rapper individually versus the rapper in the battle. Let's see what Jason said. Oh, I got you. So Jason M is saying Social Assassin wasn't good. He was okay. A-Fan was bad. But regardless of what you thought of Social Assassin still was like levels above A-Fan in that battle, though. No? Jason M. That's kind of Jason M. That's kind of where, what was that? That Be Myself. And yeah, okay. Yeah, we're in the same ballpark. You said on like one song, two other words. That's about it. That Big Sean song, the more listening to it, my bad. The Weezy with the Big Sean, that's about mediocre there. Yeah, it's about mediocre. All right, so we're in the same ballpark. But look, and this is a discussion. Just because somebody maybe individually wasn't amazing, what if they're just that much better, even if they weren't amazing, versus their opponent? A-Fan was so horrible. It was gibberish. It was whatever. But should Social Assassin not receive a body for that? Social Assassin was that much. You know what? That's even worse for A-Fan, because Social Assassin, let's say if Social Assassin, for those that, okay, Jason says he wasn't good. So if A-Fan was so horrible that a not so good Social Assassin, according to this, a not so good, so doesn't that even give Social Assassin more of a body or no? See what we got. We got that? Okay, cool. Yeah, but no. Okay, so Jason M, his submission is that Social Assassin didn't body him, but he won clear. All right, so that's for Jason M. We got him. We got you locked. But now Rock Files got Social Assassin with a clear body. Clear body. It wasn't just the bars themselves. It was the moments. It was Social Assassin just styled all over A-Fan, man. Styled all over A-Fan. A-Fan, nothing A-Fan said. Like, ready for this? Social Assassin did A-Fan so bad that whatever Social Assassin said whatever A-Fan said was forgotten about. And that goes to this. How come this criteria wasn't clear when it comes to the other things that were at stake in this battle? It was said in this battle that, okay, if Social Assassin loses, he don't battle again. But then in return, A-Fan didn't agree. So should it, and then immediately after A-Fan loses this battle, well, A-Fan should battle. Wait a minute. After Tazlo Flames had a horrible performance, it was like, no, he should not battle again. But then A-Fan has a horrible performance, probably equal as bad as Tazlo's, maybe even worse, and he should be booked again? The question is, and this is no shot at A-Fan, we're just talking about battle rap. Easy question. Why should A-Fan be booked again? Boom. That's the question. Especially given if there was criteria that said loser doesn't battle again, but then it wasn't agreed. What are we doing with that? Just want some clarity. What are we doing with that? Is there a strong case for A-Fan to battle again? How about this? Should it be A-Fan versus Tazlo Flames? And then the loser of that never battles again. And both must agree. And if both don't agree, they just don't battle. Should it be that A-Fan's next battle should be for his career? And if he doesn't agree for that, then he shouldn't battle again. We're tossing out questions and we're tossing out suggestions. What should happen with A-Fan now? Okay, so Jason M. So Jason M, to be clear, you're saying A-Fan shouldn't battle again, correct? If so, that's a submission. Just want clarity, because it's weird how here we go with the picking and choosing again. Tazlo basically has been ostracized, and there's not even a push to say we want to see Tazlo battle again. Salute to Tazlo. This is more of a thing to saying what should happen with A-Fan. That's all. And we're talking about two back-to-back, and let's talk about the reasons for these bodies. It wasn't just that their opponents did better than them. It's just that A-Fan rapped like he didn't care. Okay, what we got? Boom, there it is. Submission lock. Okay, thank you, Jason. Salute to Jason M. He shouldn't be booked again. Okay, that's one submission for A-Fan should be booked again. Salute to that. Salute to that. All right. Like I said, we're just doing this for clarity. We're having conversation to see what should happen. And look, it ain't up to the Rock Files. Rock Files is not a battle league. We're facilitated. We do data, ask questions, and interviews. All that's being said is if there was a contingency laid down, that is so. It's weird that if Social Assassin had a got body, and by him agreeing, he said, "Well, Social, you said that you in battle again. We ain't booking you no more." But because A-Fan didn't agree, automatically there's a move to having battle someone like King. And look, nothing against King Infamous, but someone like King Infamous, or there's some other suggestions. I don't know if there was a Sick Mosh in there or something. I don't know. But you're talking about someone who got bodied twice back to back on the same card, same league, same card series, same league. And honestly, it didn't seem like A-Fan cared. It didn't. And A-Fan really cared about the aesthetics as far as the scenery. You know? Again, I honestly wish we could get the A-Fan that's in those promos to battle like that. Coherent, character, jokes, some dynamic. If we can get that A-Fan versus this A-Fan that doesn't know his material, stumbling and speaking gibberish. If we can get that, that'd be good. But we may not get that. All right, cool. But all right, so Jason M is on record saying that A-Fan shouldn't be booked. Okay. All right. We just now. So since we're on that topic, who should Social Assassin? Now we gave Social Assassin some ideas about what we thought. Social Assassin already has opponents lined up. This is not to give orders to Social Assassin at all. Who should Social Assassin battle next? Now there was talk about Social Assassin versus De Niro. And must Social? Here's another thing. And must Social? Okay. Oh, here's a comment from Jason M. Before we go there. A-Fan must be part of the buddy system because he's not being booked off of talent. You know what's happening here, Jason M? In a lot of ways, this seems like a possible. All the complaints we've had about URL Forever and other mainstream battle rap leagues, it seems like some of those same issues are coming up in virtual. Possibly. And we're talking about battle rappers. We're talking about possible politics and all this stuff. And this is not shooting at anyone. Just saying that these same things that we fought as far as the total community against, it may be rearing its ugly head here. The thing is, if we're going to have a standard, we should have a standard. That goes with reading too. Smoke King said a good thing about reading. Unless it's obvious, we should kind of just let the battle rock. We'll disagree this slightly though. Suit to Smoke. If it's not obvious, we should ask the question. And then if the battle rapper denies it, we should move on. We should do that. We shouldn't harp on it. We can discuss if it was possible reading, but we shouldn't harp on it. Now, if it's obvious, then we drag them. Whoever drag them if it's obvious. So it shouldn't be that we just ignore it if it's not obvious, the reading part. And obviously the reading goes more to Froku. Froku was actually asked about that. Froku was asked, hey, Froku, Cole asked him. Salute to Cole. As a judge, immediately, Cole was like, hey, just want to ask you straight up, were you reading? And Froku immediately denied it. Okay. In and out, done deal. That there's nothing wrong with addressing it. Now, harping on it would be like, nah, you said it. We're not going to keep dragging it if it wasn't obvious. But we definitely should have a discussion about it, at least a brief question about it. That's fair. Okay, just want to double check that. Okay, cool. All right. Social Assassin. Who should Social Assassin battle next? And must that battle be against somebody in this community, or should it be against someone outside of this community? Must that battle with Social Assassin happen on a VBL card? Must it happen on a ring card? Or can it, hey, Social Assassin, would you battle on TM card? I'm not, would you battle a Social Assassin? Would you battle Crash? That could be a good battle. Unless there's something with, Social and TM that don't register or however that go. But just as the matchup between the talent, Social Assassin versus TM, could that happen? Social Assassin versus Crash. Could that happen? Now, if there's an issue with that, fine. Could it be Social Assassin? Now, we brought this up before. Social Assassin versus Jace from Too Loud to Die. Jace. Jace is fire. That pin is crazy. But Jace doesn't have the energy Social has. It'll be a style clash. Which will win, energy or bars? That would be a very good battle to see. Social Assassin versus Jace. One more suggestion for Social Assassin. And of course, anybody can chime in. What about Social Assassin? Nah. Who's that dude from the Spaces battle? But he'd have to cam up. Let's take a look. Let's take a look real quick. From the Spaces. Nah. Okay, we're gonna get there. Yeah, okay. What about Social Assassin versus Snip Drago? Yeah. Social Assassin versus Snip Drago. And pause on, I guess we got to pause on the name Snip. All right. Social Assassin versus Wordplay could work too. But Wordplay and Snip Drago would have to cam up. Yeah. But Social Assassin versus Snip Drago could work. Wouldn't mind seeing that. So those are our suggestions. So again, Social Assassin versus Snip Drago, Social Assassin versus Jace. Yeah, I like that. Like this a lot. Yeah, Social Assassin versus Sniper. Cammed up, of course. That's a good one. Good style clash, good energy. They're going to bark and talk to each other. Social Assassin seems to do very good in the the short 3-round battle. So maybe every round 75. It's going to be 90 seconds. Every round 90 seconds. Three round 90-second battle. That'll be fire. Yeah. Yes. What? Hold up. I don't know what's going on. Let's get that out of here. That was weird. What is this? Let's see that. Okay, we're good. All right. So we got Social Assassin versus Sniper. Cool. Social Assassin versus Jace. Social Assassin versus the Wordplay. And Social Assassin versus Jace. Yeah, Jace, Wordplay, Sniper, and Crash. Again, over here, we're not too familiar about if there's any conflict or whatever between leagues or stuff, battle, whatever. But we'd like to see those. So that's for Social Assassin. Let's go here. Obviously, we know Greg is going to be battling until Greg stop battling. So Greg already has a schedule ahead of him. We have to ask that question here. Oh, who should Froku battle next? Froku got to get involved in some 3-round matches. Going to agree with that. Froku got to get in some 3-rounders, man. Froku, you know a good battle Froku could have? Froku could have a real good battle against MK. That'd be a real good battle. Because they both got similar aggression. And honestly, eerily similar bars, but MK has stepped up, so maybe have to watch that. But Froku versus MK will work. Froku, I wonder, Froku, could you battle Fate.io after Greg? Yeah. Fate.io claims that he has the best bars in virtual battle rap. Respectfully, that's cap. That's cap. But that's what he claims. Froku, that would be an awesome opportunity for you to get that level of pen going. Oh, Snip Drago? Yeah, so you got Social Assassin Snip. Yeah. Snip Drago. Okay. So Social Assassin versus Snip Drago, Social Assassin versus Jace, Social Assassin versus Crash, and Social Assassin versus Yeah, that Snip Drago social will go crazy. And as a side note, can't stand that name. It's the Snip of Snip Drago, but that's the brother's name. Salute. Froku versus MK could work. Froku gotta get challenged. He gotta sweat this pen more. He gotta battle a pen. Now, ready for this? Y'all want to really shoot the moon? Stizzy Davis battled QP. Arguably got a round off of him. Arguably. So do you try to says, nah, Rock, you smoking. He didn't get that round. Well, you tried it, yeah, you're wrong as usual. Yes, he did. He got one round. So the point is, if Stizzy Davis, who's the Stizzy kid, Stizzy should be coming back soon. So it's Stizzy. If Stizzy Davis can battle QP, why can't Froku battle QP? Should Froku battle QP? Look, now Froku even admits through humility that's like, look, man, I got a lot of work to do and all this stuff. But Froku, when you have a debatable against Yo 2 times, and when you have a debatable, at least consensus-wise, against Pyro, you're stepping into the tall cotton now. What's up? Could Froku battle Rapper or Stone yet? Could that happen? It is no disrespect to Rapper Stone. This is more about let's see Froku dance in the fire. Let's really up the heat on Froku as far as competition. And see what this channel is going to focus on is skill set matches. Let's go to this topic right now. What really books a battle? What really books a battle? Is it just drama and crash outs? Because there's all this talk about, well, we want Froku to battle Crisis and we want Social Assassin to battle Pablo, right? But a lot of that's for drama and crash out. Is that all that books a battle? Or is what else books a battle skill set? Like, what about the skill of Froku to be challenged by the skill of Rapper or Stone? What about the skill of Social Assassin to be challenged by the skill of Jace? Is it that, now look, this is for the audience. Is it that, yeah, that skill stuff is cool, but we got to have a backstory. We want some drama. We want crash out. We want negativity. We want toxicity. So is it that if a skill set battle doesn't happen, a skill set battle that's booked is not going to matter unless it has that? Or is it that, nah, man, we want to see a bar fest. We want to see a skill set. It's weird that a place that says it's about, well, we want these bars, but a lot of these matches are only being booked because of drama. They're not being booked because of skill or style clashes. A lot of them are not. Let's just be honest. They're not. So skill-wise, who should Froku battle? We said Froku versus MK, Froku versus Rapper or Stone. Almost tempted to say Froku versus Abysmal. Now maybe Abysmal, it could be argued, well, Abysmal's not going to really test Froku's pen, but it will test Froku's psychology, the battle of the vet. Should that happen? Oh, hold on a minute. All right, cool. A Game 365. Who should A Game 365 battle next? Of course, let's talk about the gorilla in the room. Well, he shouldn't battle nobody till he get that audio fixed. Well, he shouldn't battle nobody until he gets some testosterone in his voice. That's cool. Skill-wise, Who should A Game 3? And honestly, it seems like A Game 365 is not too much interest in battle virtual anyway. A Game 365 got a lot going on. He got a lot going on. Salute to him. And listen, A Game 365 might be similar to Dankster as far as like, look, whatever. I got plans for my brand. I'm not concerned with the opinions or thoughts of nobody else. This is what I want to do with what I got. A Game 365 is one of your in-game battles against Anderson Burris. It'll be nice to do an interview with A Game 365 just to get an idea of what your game plan is, mission. What do you want to accomplish in battle rap? Or what do you want to accomplish at all as an entertainer? Or do you even see yourself as an entertainer? A Game 365 versus Anderson Burris, either virtual or in person, will be fire. They both kind of early. They're both that'll be like a mirror match. A Game 365, maybe A Game 365 versus A Game 365 versus John. Why not? John is super dangerous, no doubt. But let's see it. Let's get John more active. A lot of talk about John. Well, let's start booking John. Well, it's not us to give orders about booking, but it'd be nice to see John book more, if it's possible to do. So salute to the Battle League's doing that. There's a lot of battles for John to have. A lot of battles for John. Oof. John, depending on how active John wants to be, he could have a late push to get really ranked and get involved in this 2025 virtual battle rap champion situation. Okay. That's basically it right there. So A Game, Frocool, Social Assassin. We already discussed if A-Fan should be booked again. I think our consensus is that he shouldn't be. But look, it doesn't mean that A-Fan shouldn't be involved in battle rap, not just as a blogger. A-Fan is honestly possibly a very good promoter or manager. Maybe even a liaison, something like that. But battling, no, A-Fan could be a very good host. Battling though, and honestly, A-Fan, when this gets clipped up, it's going to be A-Fan is probably because it just doesn't seem like you care about the rapping part or the battling part. It seems like you're more concerned about other things. Like you took a lot of care with the selection of the set and all that. That's good promotion. But the battling, not sure. It's like something happens to your personality and your aggression when you battle rap. Because honestly, you got a lot of personality. You have a very unique character, and we don't get that when you battle rap. So that's just some food for thought. Show note: we will be back live Wednesday night. Absolutely correct. Message Music Sessions is back into place. We're very busy. And look, all through this week, pay attention to the Rock Files community posts. Pay attention to the Rock File community posts. We will definitely be asking a lot of questions about rankings, bloggers, promoters, music, especially, and it's going to be music from Message Music Sessions. That means if your songs haven't been playing on Message Music Sessions, probably not going to get asked that question. That's the whole purpose of us playing that. We're going to be asking that. Also, who are the comeback virtual battle rappers of 2025? Who's the comeback? Mr. ENT came back. Greg the Great came back. Social Assassin came back. Here's another one for you. There was a lot of debate between the difference between a rookie and a new class. Now, rookie obviously is offensive to a lot. I'm not a rookie. I've been battle rapping since 1945. That's cool. But yeah, I am a member of the new class, though. I guess there's a difference. Sorry, not I guess. There seems to be a difference. Should it be, instead of virtual battle rookie, it should be virtual battle virtual battle new class champion. That's a good ring to it. Or should it just be virtual rookie? And should we just automatically know that rookie is new class? This is the same thing we ran into when it came to improvement. Because of individuals' weird egos and stuff, they thought improvement was an insult when it wasn't. Let's be honest. Whether you're a vet, in-game, top tier, low tier, toilet tier, whatever, you have a bad performance. If you have a bunch of bad performance, all of a sudden a good performance, that's an improvement, dog. But hey, should now like is it really a big difference between rookie and new class? Or is that more on the individuals listening? And again, who are the comeback virtual battle rappers of 2025? Who are they? Is it just between three? Do we have some more? Don't forget, Fate.io is a comeback virtual battle rapper. He's come back. Now he's going to be battling grade to grade. And to be honest with you, early prediction, really don't have Fate.io doing anything with grade to grade. Fate.io is a lot like A Game. That's why A Game 365 and Fate.io might have a good battle. See, you got a type of battler that's really about, well, my bars is enough. That's it. My bars. A Game 365 has more personality than that, but Fate.io doesn't. There might be something to see. Who else came back? We had a lot of battle rappers leave. And speaking of leaving, salute to Smoke Kings having his last card 2025, and he is quoted on many occasions saying, "Look, after this, I'm done with virtual. I'll be around virtual, but I will not be an active member of virtual. I will not be booking battles. There'll be no more Where to Smoke This Fire battle cards." Honestly, not mad at it. Not mad at it as far as understanding the reason behind it. It's just an unfortunate thing that here we go again because of toxicity and weirdness and politics and crash outs and trolling and all this. Now you're losing another battle rap league. Yeah. And that goes back to what books battles. We're going to keep asking that question. What books battles? And of course, the scapegoat answer would be, well, it could either be a skill set or drama. Either one. No. What mainly books battles? Let's get at it. When we first think of a battle, what's the first thing we want to see in a battle? I mean, I'm going to say it again. It's weird that all these bars. What's the bar? But a lot of these matchups are only booked because of drama, not skills. Not even style clash similarities or something. Is that what books battles? Hey, man, I saw this person crash on this person crash out. I want to see the battle now because they crashed out on these individuals. Or so-and-so talked about them. Or so-and-so got dirt. Or I want to see these two split up. That's why I want them to battle each other. And to keep it $1, to have Social Assassin battle Pablo now is the same. It's a similar thing as Avert battling Hitman. Why? For what? What's at stake? What's it going to do? Same thing with the Froku and Crisis. What's that going to do? And not what would either one of those do? And we're just asking questions. What would either one of those battles do for virtual battle rap and for either battler? Like, what would Pablo have to gain by battling Social Assassin? What would Social Assassin have to gain by battling Pablo? What would Froku have to gain by battling Crisis? What would Crisis have to gain by battling Froku? What's the game? What will be the gain of those that watch the battle? What would it be? Again, what books battles? What actually books battles? That troll community label looking pretty good so far. Just saying. All right. That's about enough. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. This was Rock Sports Sunday. Congratulations to the Detroit Tigers for being the best team in baseball. Hey, Oklahoma City, Indiana, which one of y'all will the real NBA champion please step up? Will the real NBA champion please step up? Who gonna step up and take control of the series? First 1 to 3 will win it. Oklahoma City, is it going to be you? Oklahoma City, it'll be shame. It'll be a crying shame if SGA did all this to be the MVP. Y'all did all this to get home court advantage, and y'all don't win the NBA championship. Look, honestly, Oklahoma City, the pressure's on y'all. Well, not really, because neither one of us ever won before. That's why the pressure on you. Why would you want to have an MVP and you got an all-star in Jalen Williams and you don't even get but you going to do all this without an NBA ring? Come on, man. Indiana. Tyrese Halliburton, you talk a lot, but you back it up. You back it up, bro. You know, clutch shot at the clutch shot. You know, the main reason why your team is the second half team is because of you. But Tyrese Halliburton, wouldn't it be a shame if you did all this talking, being this heel of the NBA, and you walk away with no ring? You won the East. You realize, Tyrese Halliburton, that if you could somehow overcome these obstacles with you and your team, Miles Turner salute, Nesmith salute, Neymar salute. All right, we ain't just saying it's all Tyrese Halliburton, but man, it would be amazing if you gave Indiana Pacers something they never had, which is the NBA championship. You got ABA championships. You never had a NBA championship. You know that would give you a heel license for life. And I honestly don't want to see the Pacers win. Obviously, because they're rivals over here. We're the Pistons over here. We don't want to see you win. But man, if you could, wow. Both y'all, the pressure is mostly on OKC, but you got pressure too, Mr. Halliburton and Indiana Pacers. Because let's be honest, look, OKC and Pacers, if either one of y'all don't win this season, don't think that this NBA is going to let y'all just keep coming back to the finals again. This is probably both of your teams one shot at a title. You can't say that. Oklahoma City, they got all this youth on the team. The SGA is just getting started and all this stuff. Whoopie freaking do. And Ant-Man just getting started. You got a lot of players that's going to be moving to a lot of. That's the one thing about predictions when it comes to NBA. Everybody want to predict their team as if their team is playing the same teams they played from last season that look the same. They don't. Every season, teams look different. Moves are done. Your team can upgrade, other teams upgrade more, then your team sucks. That's how it's welcome to Sports 101. So Indiana, OKC, script or not, weird NBA or not. Oh, by the way, you heard your man Adam Silver the other night talking about what he really thinks of parity, right? You think Adam Silver want to have another small market team win the NBA championship? See that he wants to be a global market. Well, we did that live. We did that live the other night. So both y'all, if powers that be let these teams play basketball, both y'all better win while y'all can. Especially you, SGA. SGA, the world can't stand you because they think Jokic should have won that MVP. SGA. I mean, no doubt, you got a considerable amount that believe you should have won it. But a lot of people looking at you like, the free throw captain won. You know a good way to shut him up? Win this ring. That'll shut him up. And OKC, honestly, you should win this ring. We got OKC in 6, but if that game 3 go weird and Indiana go 2-1, be careful. With that, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the show. No, I know we know you enjoyed the show. Share the channel, subscribe if you like, or just keep on watching the show. No problem. Enjoy yourselves. But of course, protect your peace, protect your foundation, protect your sanity. Stay safe, stay strong, stay sane. Congratulations to picking up 3. Hey, very controversial car. We're talking about it. That's great promo. Congratulations to Social Assassin. You're a front runner for Performer of the Night. You're a front runner for Body of the Night. Congratulations to Greg the Great who got a victory, official victory. Congratulations to 8 Game 365. The best for the rest of what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations to Froku. Froku, you won the war just by having some individual say that you beat Pyro, man. Pyro is 2024 Virtual Battle Rap champ. Salute to that. And of course, above all else, all praise to the Almighty Yahuwah. Protect your peace, protect your foundation, protect your sanity. Stay safe, stay strong, stay sane. And as usually, as we say right about now, rock on, rock out.
Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday. You are live and locked with Rock Sports Sunday. Break down and talk now with Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday. Rock Sports Sunday. Are live and locked with Rock Sports Sunday.
Rock, where you